As a neurodivergent artist, my art reflects escapism from a world where sights and sounds can be overpowering, taking inspiration from artists such as Andy Warhol and Roy Lichtenstein. I experiment with sound and video to demonstrate how they overpower others and me. I use shape and intense colours, such as metallic colours and shadows, to convey the way I see the world. I use my work to generate discussion relating to how those who are neurodivergent can, with a few adjustments, play a significant part in society. I believe that artists must be open and must adapt to change within the world. I have already set up a Facebook page, as I feel this will reach the most people within the network, as many galleries already have their pages. I have been part of Teesside Rising, a YouTube channel dedicated to creative people in the Teesside area. I believe that I have several strengths. I am a great networker, and this is demonstrated as I have a long list of contacts from my volunteering. I have accumulated lots of contacts in the creative industry. These include Laura Sellis and Claire Pounder from NEMA, Liam Salvin from Auxiliary, Lisa Love Bucket from Arts Lab Teesside. I also have several contacts outside of the creative industries, which may prove useful, as there may be a chance to collaborate with these individuals on future projects. This could also help me with securing funding from organisations not related to the creative industries. As a neurodivergent individual, this has gifted me with the ability to hyperfocus. This means that I can use the gift when organising and completing tasks. During my career, I have developed many skills that I require to be successful in the digital age. These include developing my knowledge and skills when using social networking tools, video editing software and recording, using different medias. This can be very useful not only within education and employment role, but will also benefit me should another lockdown happen. My neurodiversity gives me a unique perspective. This allows me to observe things differently to most other people. This includes interpreting sights and sounds differently to others, as I have hypersensitivity to this stimulus. This enhances my work as it increases my awareness and I can recognise the smallest of details in everything. This allows me to identify problems. While I have great strengths, I also acknowledge that I have weaknesses. I need to look for ways that I can mitigate against these. Due to my anxiety levels, I recognise that I can struggle to deal with assertive and aggressive people, which may impact on negotiations when developing my services. This may force me to accept smaller offers for my art, as I want to remove myself from the situation. Ways which I could reduce this happening in future could be including finding an agent to negotiate my services on my behalf, or I could develop my assertive skills. I consider my biggest weakness is my autism. My autism can affect me as I can experience meltdowns, burnouts, high anxiety levels. I can also have hyperfocus on irrelevant topics, which can lead to me being easily distracted. To assist with managing the above, I may join autism support groups and charities to help with managing the effects of my anxiety, to help reduce the frequency of meltdowns. I will also investigate ways which I can keep myself on track and develop my time management and organisation skills, which may include keeping a schedule or a diary. I also recognise that another weakness is that I can be messy and disorganised at times. Storing documentation digitally will assist me with managing my paperwork. I will also explore avenues of funding which may allow me to employ a personal assistant to support me with these tasks. Motivation can be a big problem for me, as I tend to lose motivation for a few days because of significant mental and physical fatigue, meaning that I can spend days being inactive. I must look at ways that I can reduce the frequency of burnout and implement strategies to rest to minimise physical and mental fatigue. One of my biggest problem areas is budgeting. I struggle with managing my daily budget and will often need to borrow money from family members Using banking apps assist with managing my finances as I can keep track of how much money is going in and going out of my account. Whenever possible, I must use physical cash rather than contactless and ensure that I'm aware of money that is spent. I've also learned to make invoices. To assist with developing strategies to minimise the impact of the above weaknesses, I have already contacted Daisy Chain, an autism charity, who have advised me that I can join the work programme. This will mean that the organisation will help me develop skills and strategies through attendance at workshops and support from other work coaches. In addition, I will be able to access funding for external courses and support to help me with developing my skills and strategies. I have volunteered for many different organisations. This may provide opportunities to work on future projects within the Tees Valley area. Organisations including the Arts Lab Teesside, the Auxiliary Art Gallery in Middlesbrough, and the Art Recruitment Squad. Memberships of these organisations so far have led me to be involved in the Teesside Rising Project and the Festival of STEM, an autism-based festival. In addition, I volunteer with local galleries and have developed connections with many curators and managers. In fact, I secured a national award for volunteering, which was the Marsh Christian Trust Award for North East Volunteer of the Year in 2018 in Museum and Learning for my voluntary work at NEMA. This award may assist me in securing potential jobs in the future. This voluntary opportunity has also given me an insight into members of the public. This experience allowed me to observe how projects are run and are implemented. In the future, I may be able to run my own future projects using knowledge gained from my time at NEMA. For self-employed projects, I can investigate different opportunities to secure funding, including approaching the Arts Council. One of the grants available is its Developing Artist Practice, and Tees Valley Combined Authority and local councils also have funding, which I will explore. I have also contacted staff currently working at Navigator North, which is a collective of artists, and have spoken to many people at the Masham building, which is one of their galleries. I also network with volunteers, which means there is potential scope for gathering more information about the organisation and being involved in their work. I have volunteered with Auxiliary Art Gallery at Middlesbrough Art Weekender and helped at the beginning of the Auxiliary's journey, which involved physically organising the new premises. I have connections with the owners of the gallery, and this could be useful in the future. This could be, as there could be potential for my work to be displayed at Middlesbrough Art Weekender. Secondly, the Auxiliary also have studios to rent, which mean I could secure an art practice space, which will give me the opportunity available to studio holders only. I have discovered a current trend at the moment within the creative industry, which is environmentalism and sustainable materials. There is also a big push for art for all. This means the LGBTQ, BAM, and people with disabilities are being pushed more to the forefront. As I am neurodiverse, I fall into the disability category. The Conservative government may decide to review arts funding, and this might impact the way art is funded in the future. This could also mean that there may be less money for big community projects, and that the artist may have to seek more sustainable funding model to reduce potential risks. These may include exploring crowdfunding. Following Brexit, when Britain left the EU, there have been many barriers that have impacted on the art world. As well as Brexit impacting on artists securing visas, they have also been subject to added VAT and in some cases significant delays in delivery. This could cause major problems in securing materials, as well as securing contracts outside of the UK. However, conversely, this could also mean that there is a high demand in the UK for skilled artists, which could mean that artists may receive an increase in the fees or commissions that they are paid for their work. Regarding financial impacts on artists, there has been an increase in national insurance contributions, and there may be potentially an increase in VAT in the future. This might mean that there will be less money for materials and for the artists to live on. It may be useful to research financial options and seek advice in the future to minimise this impact. Some experts are predicting that a potential recession caused by the aftermath of the corona pandemic and Brexit. As an artist, it might be useful to save some money or invest in an independent savings account in case extra money is needed in the future. Recessions could also lead to galleries closing, which could further impact on artists. In my first year, my plan is to become established. I will do this by using the contacts I have already made through my voluntary work on projects such as Systemic, which is an all-inclusive choir, Arts Lab Teesside, Mima, and Auxiliary 2. I also plan to use my professional networking with galleries such as Pineapple Black to assist me with becoming established. I will also update my CV, create an Instagram account, and seek out opportunities within Arts Lab Teesside, Navigator North, and Auxiliary. Within the first year, I also plan to submit my artwork to open calls. Other professional ways of generating income include joining websites such as Fiverr to create commission pieces of work. However, my success may be impacted as getting established and selling my work may prove to be difficult during this time. I could also be involved with appropriate volunteering opportunities, such as working with art projects. This will not only help to improve my CV, but also may provide me with experience to use my own practice. Also, there may be opportunities to display my artwork at the Auxiliary and be involved with working with Arts Lab Teesside. In my second year, I'm hoping to exhibit some of my artwork at local and regional galleries. Because of developing my contacts through networking and undertaking volunteering opportunities, the aim is to now start working on bigger projects within the community and to work with people who are on the spectrum. I will endeavour to seek funding from bodies such as the Art Council, Tees Valley Combined Authority, Borough Soup, Peter and Pictures at the Arc Stockton to subsidise projects. I will also apply to be involved in work with paid employment opportunities. Another form of revenue could include creating items to sell at events such as Festival of Thrift, comic book conventions, and steampunk events. It will be at this point that I will approach contacts within the local media to ask them to help promote my future projects. Finally, in year 3, my hope is that I will have established myself locally, which allow me to focus on promoting my work nationally and internationally. I would also like to work with or create neurodiverse collective on a national and international projects. In conclusion, I must be open to change